All right.
Hey guys, we're live. So, welcome everybody. It's a nice quiet Wednesday down here at the shop today. So I thought, you know what? Let's just do a little spontaneous live stream and let's just see what happens. Let me see if I can you guys hear me okay and all this and that. So yeah, spontaneous live stream. Nothing's going on at my store today. I've had a couple of people coming in and out. I've sold a pedal, done a few things, but mostly it's been Deadsville down here today. So I'm just kind of sitting here strumming a little bit. Okay, good. You can hear my voice. That's good. So, Tim Thomas, hey now. Thanks for coming in. Big Johnson, thank you so much. Howdy there, Rock Daddy. Eric, how you doing, bro? So, again, nothing's going on down here today. I'm super bored. Been tuning up a couple of guitars. I haven't worked on any YouTube stuff today. I gave my son the day off today, so there's no editing going on. As far as the channel's going, we've got one video that we did about, it's been just under 2 weeks ago now, and we've got a video, and it's that one, maybe you guys have seen it, but it's that video where I take a guitar, a customer brings in a guitar, and she found it at Goodwill for $20, and we get it all going for her. We put a new pickup in it and everything, and we got it playing good. And that video for my channel is doing really, really good. So it's at maybe 20,000 views or something. And again, it's been up 10 or 12 days now. So we're kind of excited down here that we've got a video that's doing pretty good. So there's Mike in Venice Beach, California. So, hey man, how are you doing? Hello from Venice. I love that town. I've my lead singer's mom lives very, very close to there. And there's been times where I've had nothing to do, so I've just kind of cruised up and down Venice Boulevard. And there was a little record store in there that I would hit up. But there was a place called Time Warp Music, I guess it was called. And the place was full of old amplifiers and old recording gear and everything like that. And then the last time I went through there, they were out of business. And I'm like, damn it. But yeah, they had some cool guitars in there, a bunch of stuff like that. So it was really cool. Bill, you take care, buddy. So yeah, I love Venice. It's good weather, nice place to hang. Don't know if I'd want to live there full time, but maybe so. I think it's just super expensive to live there. So anyhow, good for you, man. And thanks for coming in with us today. Yeah, we're having a little rainy day today. So the heat is not so bad for us today. We're doing all right. Oh, we've got Guard Dog from Burnswick, Canada. Super cool, man. Thank you so much. And then now we've got Sean from Ottawa. So right on, guys. We got some Canadians. Thank you guys for hanging out with us today. And there's Mike Olson, listening from North Idaho. Potato farmer up there. Yeah, Mike watches a lot of stuff. He's seen me when I was doing all the Johnny Bean YouTube stuff. So this was my last BC Rich that we had painted. So you guys know I do the whole From Garbage to Glitter series. And so I get old BC Rich guitars, and a friend of mine, his name is Rob, he paints these things for me. So and then I came across some Kiesel pickups that I actually got from Philip McKnight. Now, and they look great in here, but these pickups are kind of a they're a low kind of impedance type. What am I saying? They're very mellow. They only ohm out at like 7 something. They're, they're not super hot. They're Kiesel pickups, but they're not super shredders. But because of the way they look, I had to put those in there. But I don't really like how they sound. They sound like single coils, kind of. And then up here on the headstock, we, I didn't do it, but my painter, we decided it was okay to go ahead and we're going to paint over because everybody knows this is a BC Rich. So we're just going to go ahead and we're going to paint over and put a new logo on there and put a nice, great big one. And it was his idea to put Extreme Series on there. And I thought, oh, hey, that's cool, man. He made something up. He made up an Extreme Series. But now, after having this on here, I've come to realize that there actually is a line of series of guitars from BC Rich that is called the Extreme Series guitar. So I'm like, oh, great. So now we're forging, right? We've created a guitar that is not an Extreme Series, but what the hell? It's not like I'm trying to sell this thing online or anything. So it's part of my collection. It's a keeper. The back of the neck, he did a really kind of a fun thing where he put the hand and the forearm bones in there and everything. So this was, if you watch the video from about a week ago, the neck was broken on this. And he did a lot of work. Rob did a lot of work to get this thing up and running. And it turned out okay. I'm really happy with it. So let's see here. I'm going to highlight some of these. The guitar collection in Venice. Owner is retiring. Oh, the Guitar Connection. Selling out his... I hadn't been to that shop. I'm pretty sure the one I went to is called Time Warp. Let's take a look at some of these. All right. Glendale. Awesome. Thanks for watching. James, how you doing, buddy? I am doing fine. I'm kind of riding high on the idea that we have a YouTube video that's, got 20,000 views in the last 2 weeks or something. My videos don't do that good. I'll be honest with you guys. I've started a kind of a new thing over the last probably 4 or 5 months now, where, I used to walk around the shop and I'd be, okay, what would be a good YouTube video? What can we do? What guitar, seems like it would get some views? What can I kind of show off? What maybe McKnight guitars have I bought that would make a good YouTube video? Nowadays, all I'm doing is pretty much every guitar that comes in here that is a used guitar that comes in here, even the repairs that I do, I just go ahead and let the camera roll. And then I hand it off to my son and he does the editing. So, so and my channel, ever since I've decided to just do that, and it helps that I leave my face out of the video. So the less actual face time that I have in the videos, the better off they are doing. So, yeah. But that's just kind of how it is. Guys want to get right in and they want to see the guitars. They don't want to deal with me. They don't want to, listen to me babble on about whatever. They want to get right to the point. They want to see guitars. And so I'm just doing a lot of restring videos. And I know that honestly, there's not that many guys. I think it's doing good because there's not that many guys that actually set the guitar on the bench and sit there and restring them. I know, of course, you got Dave's World of Fun stuff, and he's the king of the restring video. And there's some other guys that are doing it, and there's some luthiers out there that are building brand new rosewood bridges for acoustics, and there's stuff like that going on. But I've decided to make it kind of quick and easy for us is to just let the camera roll on all my guitars that I have to restring, because I got to restring them anyhow. And so, and it's been doing good for me. So, babies, how you doing there? What's up, man? There's Janice. Hi, Janice. And there's my buddy Carlos Cruz. And he says he's going to stop by in a few minutes. So, yeah, this is one of those Wednesday afternoons where once in a while I have a Wednesday and it's awesome. And people come in all day long and I can sell a couple guitars and I do a bunch of trades and all kinds of stuff. Good stuff happens. And then today it's just been Deadsville. You know, it is the middle of the month, and the middle of the week, the middle of the month is our slowest times. Right around the first Saturday of the month is always a great day. So, you know, it's just the middle of the month kind of thing. And it's kind of rainy out today, which I'm not bitching about at all. It's nice, and we needed some rain, and I don't think that's keeping people out of the store. It's just one of those days, you know, middle of the month. People are watching their money. They come in here and they're like, you know, sometimes, you know, and I wish it wasn't like this, but sometimes people, when they walk in here, they feel obligated to buy something. And, you know, when you walk into a little Mon Pa guitar shop, that's just sort of what happens. You at least buy a pack of strings or something. But I don't want people to feel like they're obligated to buy something when they come in here. But then I can't help it. I sit here and go, dude, you want anything? I had a bunch of high school kids in here a little earlier. And they're like, hey, man, you got anything that you could give us for free? And I'm like, no. And then a minute or so later, they're like, hey, do you mind if we like play some of the guitars? And I'm like, I'd kind of prefer that you wouldn't. So anyhow, I'm kind of turning into that mean old guitar shop owner. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, unfortunately, that's kind of what's happening right now. Mike, thank you, man. So it's got a neck radius, and yeah, you know, it's all good. It's all good. Hey, there's RJ's Cave. How you doing, man? What's up? Yeah, so it's been one of those days. And you guys know I usually don't live stream on my channel very often. You know, I'll get into the analytics of this live stream in a couple of days, and I'll see that I lost 3 subscribers or something. And I'll be like, holy shit, I gotta stop doing live streams. Hey man, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing good.
Okay, now if I wanted to sell my guitar,
Uh-huh.
trade it in,
Uh-huh.
what would I get for a...
You have to bring it in. Let me look at it.
Well, it's pretty pristine Gibson D20.
Okay. Yeah, if you bring it in, let me look at it. I will go online. I'll see what they're selling for. And I usually offer about 60% of that.
Okay.
What year is it?
Oh, it's about 20 years old.
Yeah. You have to bring it in. Let me look at it and all that kind of
Or
stuff.
trade.
But yeah. Whatever you want to do, man.
Yeah.
I'm super easy to get along with, and to whatever you think. We can barter and bicker. Talk me up. I'll talk you down. You talk me up. Maybe we'll meet in the middle. We make it easy.
What do you got? A good practical?
They're sitting over there. Yeah. So see, this is what happens when I live stream once in a while. It starts to bring customers in. I don't know how it does it. Yeah, James, that's exactly what I'm doing now. There's a high school next to me. And when I first opened my shop, I was like, oh, this is going to be great, man. I'm going to sell so many guitars to high school kids. Thing is, high school kids don't have any money. And so they don't buy anything. The guys that buy guitars are in my age group. It's all the guys between 40 and 70 is who are buying guitars nowadays. Angry man yelling at the clouds, kind of a person I've turned into. So yeah, hey, there's Jack Collins. How you doing, man? Thank you. Yeah, these things are a ton of fun. We used to have these guitars back in the day. And this guitar now, if you went to Guitar Center in 1992, this guitar in black would be $119. So here it is, 30 years later. And this guitar is still $120. And so when they come into my store, they're all beat up and everything. And I can get my hands on one of these things for 50 or 60 bucks. And then we paint it and we have some fun with it. And they're kind of a collector item, I guess, to some of the 80s hair metal type people out in the world. And then it's just kind of a fun thing to have. Do they play that great? No, not really. They don't play so great, but it's kind of fun for me to have them and and because I have this guy that paints them, and he makes it so easy on me to I give my painter 100% full creativity on these paint jobs. He'll send me some photos once in a while. And he sent me a photo, hey, and he sent me 2 photos when he was working on this one. And the one photo has had the polka dots. I say, I like the polka dots. And then there it is. It shows up a month later with polka dots. But I give him 100% of all the creativity that comes with these paint jobs. And so it's kind of fun. But now it's not really a problem, but I have about 10 of them now. So if any of you guys are in the Phoenix area at any time and you want to come in here and shoot me some sort of crazy offer on any of them, I will probably say sure, just to move a couple of these out. How you doing, Dale? Okay. So yeah, that's pretty much it with these BC Riches. It's been kind of fun. Oh, awesome. They're fun guitars to work on, man. And they kind of make a resurgence because of what's the movie that they were in? Stranger Things kind of helped them. So they're still hanging around. And I hang some of them up here above me, right? I have 4 hooks up here. I hang some of these BC Riches. And I actually, about a month or 2 ago, I had a guy come in and he traded me a Gibson SG for one of them. So I'm like, he goes, I'll trade you for that guitar. And I'm like, you sure? He's like, yes. I said, okay, I'll do it. So yeah, man, whenever you want to come in.
Yeah. I live out in Mesa that way. So
Okay.
I'm always up and down this road.
Here, take my card with you. And I can go online and we can look it all up. We can find out what year it is and find out how much they sell for, and I'll give you a good offer on it.
Sounds good.
Okay, thank you. Hey, there's Dwight Bailey. How you doing, Dwight? Yeah, so thank you guys for being on here with me today. Shoot me some questions if you got any questions, or just if you want to talk about the weather, whatever you guys want to do. I have been doing some live streams on Dave's guitar channel. And Dave, he loves smoking cigars. And we do a Monday night thing. And he's been sending me the link so I can join in on Mondays. And it's Dave's guitar channel. And we sit around and talk about guitars. And we talk about bands. And Dave likes the 1970s, AM radio hits of the 1970s. So he's got a lot of knowledge on that kind of stuff. And so it makes for some entertaining Monday nights once in a while. Check us out over on Dave's guitar channel. Wow. Where's Robert at? Robert Adams. Yeah, loves those BC Riches. Oh, here we go. Silos M. Greetings from Alaska. Hey, man. Thank you for checking in with us. Alaska, that's got to be fun up there. A Guitar Bazaar Roadshow coming next month to San Antonio, Texas. Yeah, I haven't gone to any of those kind of the Texas Guitar Show. There's the Orange County Guitar Show. It'd be fun, but it's basically dealers trying to sell their guitars to other dealers. And I don't know if there's anything in it for me. I don't have a whole bunch of old, classic guitars, anything like that. And so I'm more of the kind of guitar shop that has a lot of $300, $400, $500 guitars. All used guitars. I did order some more Cort acoustic guitars today, though. Out of all the brands that I'm basically what you would call a dealer, right? I am a Cort dealer, Cort Acoustics, and I ordered 6 more this morning, and trying to get a heads up on Christmas time coming up and things like that. So I got stocked up for there. Robert Adams from Ohio. I grew up in Ohio. I lived in a town called Granville, which is just 30 miles east of Columbus. And so, yeah, I know about Ohio. I got some friends out there. Went to high school there for like my freshman year. And then the family moved us out here to Phoenix. And I've been out here in Phoenix ever since. Seeing your store reminds me of the good old days of cool local guitar stores. Yeah, they're long gone. It's because of Guitar Center. So if you had a guitar shop and you were trying to order guitars straight from Fender and trying to sell used guitars and trying to compete with Guitar Center, it's impossible. But if you are a buy, sell, and trade store like my store is, it's still it's people want to trade their stuff in. Dale, you got a question about something? No, it's okay.
You ever use broken pedals?
Yeah, I got some broken pedals.
You want one? I want to put an AV box in.
Uh-huh.
I'm making an AV box out of it. I see some sticks and shit in it.
Okay, hold on a second. I got a guy asking for some broken pedals, which is good. I get a lot of pedals. It's my own fault that I take pedals in on trades, and I don't ask. I asked my customers, I said, okay, all these pedals, they all work great and everything sounds great. And my customers are like, oh yeah, man, trust me, those pedals work fine. And so then the next time you go try to test one out, they don't work. So I end up with some broken pedals once in a while. It does happen. Okay, what's it say? Hey, ZIMM'S, questions of, hold on. Let me put my readers on for this one. Okay. Question, when fretting at both the first fret and the 22nd fret on the same string at the same time, how much neck relief And what fret should have the most relief? Okay, so when fretting at the first fret and the 22nd fret on the same string at the same time. Oh, it's one of those kind of things. So you fret right here. You fret right here. How much relief is in there? You know, I'm seeing none right now. So I would say I would make adjustments based on how the guitar plays. So if you feel like instead of taking feeler gauges and stuff to it, I like to just set and try to play the guitar. And if I think I can lower the action a little bit, then I'll do things like that. If it's starting to fret out here and there, I'll do things like that. But I do lay my straight edge on here and I try to get the neck straight. That's the first thing that I do is try to get the neck straight. But when it comes to a lot of that, you know, taking your ruler to it and doing measurements and stuff, I don't really do it that way. I do it based on how the guitar plays, and so I'm kind of backwards in that way of doing you know, setups and stuff. I sit and I play the guitar for a while, and I see, okay, I think I can do this. I think I can get it to do that, and I don't usually take measurements. So it's the exact opposite of a lot of luthiers out there. Oh yeah, Scott wants to buy all my broken pedals. Scott, if you live here in this town and you can walk in, but there's no way I'm going to ship broken pedals around the world. But if you live here in this town, you are more than welcome to come in anytime. And I will show you everything I've got that is broken. No, this is not the NJ series. This, I believe, started off as a bronze series. So it's the cheapest one. And again, back in early 90s at Guitar Center, this was solid black, and it was probably $119.99, and maybe they had them priced at maybe $149 for a while there. But yeah. And let's see. So there's my good friend Rock Daddy. Comes in the store all the time, buys a lot of good stuff from me. Oh, now Scott wants to pay all the shipping. Scott, go on my Facebook page and message me on Facebook, okay? Dane Zimmerman on Facebook. And leave me a message that you wanted to buy all that stuff. And I got a guy standing right here that wants to buy them, but I'll probably have some. So message me on Facebook. Mike, thank you for asking. My next gig is in October at the Whiskey out in LA, and we are opening for Stryper. So you guys can go on the Whiskey A Go Go website, and we will be on the Stryper show. I think it's October 8th, but I could be wrong about that date. So yeah. Okay, guys, I'm going to put you guys on pause for a minute. So I'm going to go help Dale here for a second. You guys talk amongst yourselves. I'll be right back.
Live web stream?
Uh-huh. Okay. 46 people watching. There's 46 people watching. I gotta make this quick. This one, I can't get it. This one is this one. The echo side looks straight. The core side is this one. This one is not working. This one is not working. And this one is very probably straight from China now, right? And this one is very innovative. So those are my use specs.
I think chassis.
You just need a chassis.
Pretty much. I mean, like, shit, I would do that. They use it. I think it's a solid one. It's this. Yeah, not much of that. All I have to put the cable cable. They flip it.
And they say to do that thing with these.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. I would say this. What do you want to do?
Yeah, Gibson logo. So I took my friend Gibson off the program. About the right size.
Okay. I came back.
So,
You guys are still hanging out. That's amazing. Okay. Thank you guys for hanging out. Super cool.
have fun. That'll work.
See you, man.
Okay.
Have a great day.
Mhm.
Hey, Natasha. Okay. So yeah, I got a gig coming up. It's a lot of fun playing at the Whiskey a Go Go. We lose money every time we go, but what the hell, man? Okay, yeah, Stryper, Friday, November 4th. Friday nights, I would prefer to play Saturday nights. But when it comes to playing on a Friday night, what happens for me is I have to drive out there on Friday, and then it kind of ruins my Saturday too. So yeah, I prefer to play there on Saturday nights because then I can wake up Saturday morning. I can work all day Friday. I wake up Saturday morning. I drive straight to the venue. I can play the show, and I've only missed one day of work. When I play a Friday night, it forces me to miss 2 days of work. So I do have my son, though, that does all my editing, and he works here, and he comes in and he can handle the place. So on that weekend, my son will be running the store for both days. So it's still okay. We're still good. Yep. So thank you for looking that up for me. It's on the 4th. Good times. Stryper was such a legendary band. I loved their stuff since, the first 3 or 4 albums is what I really loved. And then a couple of those 80 MTV ballads kind of blew it for me. But I wasn't concerned that they were a Christian band and singing about Jesus. I just thought that musically they kicked ass. And so I liked how the drummer sat up sideways, and I like his style, Robert Sweet's style. Michael Sweet on guitar, the way he sang, hitting high notes like that. I was all about the Stryper sound on those first 3 or 4 albums. The Yellow and Black Attack. Soldiers Under Command, in my opinion, is their best album. And I know that they've continued to do stuff over the years. So there's documentaries about Stryper and stuff, and they kept making records through this whole time. And Timothy Gaines, the bass player, he'd quit, but then he'd come back, and then he'd bail out on touring once in a while, and he'd do the album, or he would bail out on doing the album, and he'd go out and tour. So, but they have another bass player now, and I think it's the guy from, you guys might be able to help me on this, but Stryper has the bass player that used to be in Firehouse is my guess. So yeah, Stryper's a fun band. But now we're going to have like a 9:15 time slot. And Stryper is most likely 11 or 11:30. So we'll be up in the green room at, 8:30, play our 9:15 slot, maybe go back up there at, what is that, 9:30. And then there's another band going to be playing. So you don't want to just hang out up in the green room when the other bands, it's their turn to have the green room, okay? And some bands are guilty of that. They play at the Whiskey. They have the 8:30 or 9 o'clock slot or whatever it is, and they hang out up in the green room for the whole night. And it's almost like, guys, your set was 2 hours ago, okay? The green room now is for the bands that are currently going on stage in 15 minutes, or for the bands that just got off stage 15 minutes ago. So I don't want to be one of those guys that hangs out in the green room all night just to see Stryper hanging out up there. But once in a while, you do it. Because that's the fun of going there and playing those shows, is to relive, the good music from back in the day. Yeah, they just didn't listen to their music enough. I thought Stryper kicked butt. Mike, there it is, man. Thank you so much. $4.99. A super chat. Thank you so much. And I had a Chandler Industries bass that I sold, and I had it down here. It might have ended up in one of my videos or something, but it was yellow. And everybody's like, oh, dude, you should take that to Stryper and have those guys sign that thing. And I'm like, yeah, big old, because I'm the bass player, big old yellow Chandler Industries bass with a little pointy headstock and everything. I should just get some black electrical tape and I should yellow and black stripe it and for the gig. No, you could, but it would just come off super cheesy. So, a lot of stuff I do is super cheesy anyhow. But you know what? I don't know if the guys in Stryper would have appreciated that, or at this point they probably would just giggle about it, because they kind of gave up on the yellow and black, attire that they wore. They gave up on that stuff. When did they give up on that stuff? Probably 1990, 91. They put out that album called Against the Law. And I enjoyed that record. The thing about Stryper is they had 3 subjects that they could write songs about. They could write a song about love. They could write a song about Jesus, or they could write a song about the devil, being the anti-devil, to hell with the devil, go away devil. So they had those 3 topics they could write about. And so they wrote love songs. But then in 1990, or I think it was 1991, they did a whole nother album where they got rid of their yellow and black attire. And the album was called Against the Law. And they wrote songs about, they had a song called, I don't know. I had the cassette or the CD, and I pretty much wore that thing out in my truck or whatever I was driving back then. But I listened to that record a lot, and it had Ordinary Man on it, and it had some good rocking tunes. They turned a little bluesy on that record, but they had some great tunes, and I can't think of the titles off the top of my head. But A Two-Time Woman was one. So they started singing about some other things. But then as the years went on, they did go back to just being the religious thing and singing about Jesus and stuff. Carlos, how you doing, man? Good. What's new?
You need to bring up the balance on that.
Okay. Awesome. It's hiding in the back. You know where it's at.
Yes.
Yeah, I love Stryper, so I'm looking forward to that show. In the 80s, I was listening to heavy metal, and I'm still listening to it. You're damn right. Wow, there she is. How you doing? Thank you for coming on with us right now. Drop us some questions if you got any. That's my guitar player right there. Hi, Whiskey Dog's guitar player. Do I still have the Gibson Explorer? No, that thing is gone. I already traded that thing away. The good stuff comes and goes quick. Uh-oh, here we go. Question for the Pro, which oil type would you recommend for Palfair or ebony fretboards? I think just the lemon oil. I know that there is that F1 oil that is really thick, and you just put a couple little drops of the F1 oil. So I'm going to say Music Nomad F1 oil, and it goes on kind of thick, but then just keep wiping it down a couple of times. What a sweet girl she is right there. Thank you so much, Joan. All right. I'll take it. All right. Hey, James. What's up with James? What do you think about Gibson selling the new Greenie Les Paul for $550? I don't know anything about it. I haven't heard about that one. No, I didn't hear about that one, man. Favorite guitar shape? I'm going to say my favorite guitar shapes are Strat. And yeah, I think just the, the super strats, the Charvels. I'm into that kind of stuff. This is a Gibson scale length, this guitar. This isn't really my favorite. I like the 25 and a half scale length with 9-gauge strings, and they're kind of flopping around under your fingers sometimes, especially if you tune a half step down and you got 9s on your guitar. Then sometimes if you're blasting through bar chords, sometimes the strings will move so fast that if you're going through fast bar chords, the strings won't keep up with you. So you need more tension on it. So, you got to think about things like that. One time, one of the worst gigs that I ever played in the punk rock band that I used to be in a few years ago, pre-COVID, I had a punk rock band and I played guitar. And for some stupid reason, I took a Gibson SG and I had 8-gauge strings on it, and the guitar had a Bigsby on it. And so I played that whole gig out of tune, and, it was punk rock, so it didn't really matter. But I played the whole show out of tune, and it was horrible. It was like like trying to play wet spaghetti instead of having guitar strings. So that was kind of cool. So horrible experience. But when you're in a bar playing to a punk rock crowd, I'm pretty thick-skinned when it comes to people complaining or trying to, yell insults at me or anything like that. Nothing matters too much. So I can act like an idiot most of the time, and it doesn't hurt anybody. I don't care. Back in 86, I had a BC Rich American-made gunfighter, gunslinger. I think it's a gunslinger is what you're saying. I loved it. I spent a bunch of money for it. Yeah, if you can get the American-made gunslingers nowadays, those are so cool. I had one. I had an ST3, which the gunslinger. Okay, Jack, the gunslinger has one pickup that's mounted at an angle. okay, in one volume. That would be the Gunslinger. The ST3 has 3 pickups, so it would have a humbucker, single humbucker, and then it has 3 toggle switches. So that's the BC Rich ST3, and those are super desirable guitars too. Unfortunately, they started making them out of Korea, and the Korean ones became very popular. And then after a while, they started making them down in Indonesia, and a company called Class Axe, AXE, axe like an axe, right? Bought out BC Rich and starting importing them everywhere, and kind of ruined the BC Riches. But if you can find the old American-made ones, I would just hold on to those things. Put a big old bear hug hold on that thing if you can get your hands on one of those things. All right, Carlos, what do we got going on here? We don't have paperwork, do we? Just that? Okay, awesome. Let's do this. Thank you so much. 15000. So there was a guitar. Carlos, you mind if I show these guys your guitar? All right, so there was a guitar that I bought from Philip McKnight, and he did a video on this guitar. And this is an Eart, E-A-R-T. And some of them, the T is highlighted in red. So nobody really knows how to pronounce this brand. Go ahead and hit receipt. But I'm going to call it an Eart. And this was on McKnight's channel, and he sold it to me. And this is all stainless steel frets. And this is very amazing because these frets are cut, polished, and then installed into the neck. So it's a whole new procedure that they have over there. And so it makes for just flawless fretwork. And it's an affordable guitar. And what was the total on this thing? $350? $350 for a Telly with stainless steel frets that are highly polished and just a great guitar. So yeah, another one that I got from McKnight, and now it's yours, buddy.
Do you happen to have a geek back for it or something?
Yeah, if you don't mind, go take a look. You know where they're at. Yeah, so those Eart guitars, E-A-R-T. I also have another one I can show you guys real quick. So this is from that same brand. And this is a headless one. But if I show you the back here, it says Eart, E-A-R, and then the T is in red. And so I'm going to go ahead and pronounce this guitar brand as an Eart, E-A-R-T. There it is. And it's from that same company that you just saw. And I bought it from Phil McKnight. So if you wanted to go on to Phil's channel, if you really wanted to know anything about this guitar, you could go on his channel, and Phil probably has 100,000 views of this very guitar that he did a deep dive on, that he worked on, and so it's another one of those cool guitars. And for a Steinberger style of guitar, it's a super cool guitar for the price. And I have it tuned right now. I have it tuned to half step down, drop D. Thank you, bro. You got a good one?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You got a really good one. That's okay, though. Hey, make sure there's no case candy in that bag, though. Make sure there isn't any case candy in that bag. Yeah, so So these things are kind of cool, right? Purple. You sit here and you tune it with these, and then it also has this little thing that hides here in the bridge. And then you can set that in here like this. Okay. Thank you, bro. See, so when you're tuning it, it gives you a little monkey wrench. And then when you're done tuning it, it just is magnetic and it hides down in this side of the bridge right here. And it just hides in there. And yeah, super cool guitar. And again, I always mention it, but I feel super lucky to have somebody like Philip McKnight that lives 15 miles down the road, and he sells me a lot of stuff. So, you know, you can't hold on to every guitar. And when you have a profession like Phil does, where after a couple of months, he's just tripping over his house is only so big, and companies reach out to him or he reaches out to companies. I don't know exactly how he gets all the guitars that he gets, but I am very honored and I feel privileged that he sells them to me after he's done with them. And he sells them to me at prices that where I can, you know, make a little bit of money. Instead of jumping them off at Guitar Center, he brings them to me. So if you're ever listening, Philip, thank you so much for that. Okay, here we go. Here's a question for me. Do you know Steve Davis, longtime Arizona punk rocker, passed last year? What band was he in? I know the guys from their bands. I know what band. If you told me what band he was in, I would have a better chance of knowing him. Steve Davies. Okay, there was a bass player named Steve that was in the Glass Heroes. Maybe you're talking Steve from the Glass Heroes? You know what? There's a place, and we're talking about punk rock bands that have been around in Phoenix and stuff. But it doesn't matter what style of music you play on a guitar or your skill level. If you want to get in a band, you can get in a band. Even if you are only know basic bar chords, you can still get in a band, or you can create your own band and and write your own songs with the 3 or 4, chords that and so there's never an excuse to not put a band together. If you're an average guitar player, even if you're very subpar guitar player, kind of like I am, I'm not very good on guitar at all. We got something going on here. Guitar Max is really Glenn Danzig. No, he's not. He's taller, for one thing. I met Guitar Max at the NAMM show. I was walking around NAMM with a yo-yo a couple of years ago, and I was getting guys to give me yo-yo tricks because I thought, okay, what video can I make while I'm at the NAMM show? And there were so many rock stars and YouTubers around. I had a yo-yo, and I would hand it to guys, and I handed it to Max. I said, hey, Guitar Max. I said, give me a yo-yo trick. And he goes, well, I know I can't yo-yo as good as Jason Becker can, but here you go. And he mentioned Jason Becker. And at the time, I never even realized that Jason Becker used to play guitar and he would yo-yo. He had a yo-yo at the very same time. And I thought that was kind of cool. And he knew that. So, whenever I think of Glenn Danzig, I love the first one or two Misfit albums. But I always think about that story where there's the Northside Kings, which was a Phoenix area punk rock band, and they had a show with Glenn Danzig up in Page, Arizona, so up in the Indian reservation of Page, and they were kind of arguing about who had what time slot, and the Northside Kings wanted to play before Danzig, because they were like, wait a minute. But Glenn Danzig, he wanted to just go ahead and play at like 10 o'clock and be done with it and leave. But the guy from the Northside Kings is like, no, dude, you can't make us be the cleanup band, because after you guys play and you're done, the whole crowd will leave. And so they had a little argument, and he got punched. So I always think about the time when the guy from the Northside Kings punched Danzig. So, yeah, he made a little Arizona history right there. There's Alice Martinez, our old friend from the Johnny Bean Show. Johnny has called me. Yeah, I did know him. Yeah, the Glass Heroes, a bunch of AZ bands. Did some stuff with the US Bombs. Yeah, that was his last band that he was in. And my band was called the Fed Ups. And Phil Barber, who was in US Bombs with Steve, was in my band, the Fed Ups. And Phil, who was my drummer, his name was Philip Barber. Philip was in US Bombs, Family Secret, and the Fed Ups. So I was the third band on his list. So, of course, when US Bombs had anything to do, Phil was there because that was his band. They toured back and forth across America like 3 times with Philip Barber on drums. And Steve did like the first 2 tours with them, I think, or at least the first one. And so my band was pretty much on hiatus whenever the US Bombs were doing anything. And so, but I was okay. I'm okay with it. It's something that I did for fun. And I was okay with it. And then, yeah, it was sad news to hear that happen to him. But yeah, I kind of know some of the Arizona punk rock scene. I was in it. I was kind of there. All right, let me see how much. Oh, we're coming up on almost an hour now. So big thank you guys to everybody that's watching. I'm going to keep it short. I'm going to keep making YouTube videos for you guys. I really appreciate you guys watching my spontaneous live stream that I do every once in a while. And I will see you guys out on, remember, I'm doing some Dave's Guitar Channel stuff on Monday nights. I like to go on Fruitcake Tony's show. I'll probably do some Johnny Bean stuff again coming up real soon. John Mancuda, I'm helping him put his channel together, and he wants to make a big announcement one of these days, and I just kind of let the cat out of the bag. But me and John Mancuda hopefully will be doing some stuff shortly, and it's going to be on John Mancuda's own channel, so it's going to be a brand new channel that we can watch. And again, make sure you guys are subscribed and watch the Under the Bus channel with Jay Hannon and those guys. And I will see you guys next time. So thanks again for watching, everybody. Have a great day. See you.